All right, how's it going, everybody? Gonna go ahead and get started here. Here we are. I'm just gonna make sure that my audio is good before we officially start the stream. All right, we sound all right, so let's go ahead and get started. We got just under 3 hours until SASUKE 43, and here is my second pregame show. So first of all, I want to remind you all the spoiler policy before we get started here. No result spoilers are allowed. This includes those that have been revealed via official SASUKE trailers, via TBS. Obstacles and number spoilers are fine, and they will be present in this stream. Any violation of the spoiler policy will result in an immediate stream ban and a report to TBS. Chat will be open. I'm gonna go ahead and open it real quick just to make sure nothing goes on that shouldn't go on. If you guys watched my first pregame show yesterday, last night, you guys heard this whole spiel, so did good last night. Didn't have to ban anybody, so but here we are. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna start with some reactions. So we're gonna hop right over to Discord real quick. The Sas to the SASUKE 43 guessing game. I did SMF reactions yesterday. I'm gonna do Discord today. All right, so Discord. The Discord guessing game is a little bit different. It's run by Yuxinator. Um, Bullseye is still present. However, instead of just Yusuke, choose one competitor that's not Yusuke or Miyaoka. Inner means they're better. Outer means that they have the best result besides Morimoto and Miyaoka. Dark Horse makes it return. Dark Horse makes its return. Somebody who's never made it to the third stage, including internationals who have never made it to third stage in regular SASUKE competition. Flounderfest. The most unexpected or worst performance by a regular who has beaten stage one at least once, not counting Katsumi Yamada. More changes, a lot more different categories than SMF. We have Apex, the last man standing, best result overall. Correct guess is worth 200. Breakthrough, the best result among veteran competitors who have never cleared a stage on Sasuke. The Cheetah, which is the competitor to have the most remaining time after clearing on any stage. Slow Motion, which is the competitor to hear the klaxon sound with the least progress on the course. And the Golden Goose, the single competitor that you are most confident in their result. One more one more that Yuxinator added himself, Expert Rookie. This is the best result from any competitor making their first appearance on Sasuke, not counting the World Cup. Every competitor's result will count towards your score with the exception of results spoiled in trailers or accidentally revealed before the tournament. Scoring, we are all good with those. One person allowed for each of these categories that I already mentioned. Stage one, believe it's the same numbers as SMF. Do not put entry and spoil. Okay, that doesn't really matter for us, just for reacting. All right, I already filled mine out, so here is the full list. And then internationals as well, all the other categories, Bullseye and Apex and all that type stuff. Um, Here is it again with the names this time. International names are in spoilers just because they haven't been officially revealed by TBS yet. Um, I'm going to go ahead and also pull up a doc on my phone because I have the international competitors written down in order just in case people decide not to write down the international competitors. I want to know who's who. Oh my gosh, I didn't write them down either. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unspoiler tag all of them and then just take a picture of all of them. because I made my guessing game in a doc about an hour ago and a little over an hour ago and copy and pasted it into. All right, camera's going off for just a second. I'll be back in just a second. I'll try to check chat like after each segment. Reactions are a little bit longer, so it might take a little bit longer for me to get to chat for the first time. Um, I trust y'all. We're gonna play by the honor system here. Nobody does anything they're not supposed to in chat. I'm sure you guys can infer what that means. No spoilers, obviously. We got 4 people tuning in. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, stream's just beginning. I'm not ending anytime soon, but thank you guys for tuning in. The 4 of you who are in here. All right, so let's go ahead and start reacting. Also, award eligibility for internationals, which doesn't really matter for our purposes. It's just a reaction. Award eligibility for main competitors. Excuse me. Sierra was first. Did RNG. So 69 nice combined stage 1 clears, 37 stage 2, 12 stage 3, and a Kanzen. So the non-international numbers are 56, 31, 11, and a Kanzen. All RNG, so honestly, I'm just going to skip over this. Um, Pants guy achieving Kanzen is kind of crazy, though. Yeah, this was an RNG one. Okay. Masami Shime was an RNG one as well. Okay, sorry about that. Also, I apologize if there's any swearing. I can't control that. I can't control other people saying on the server. Sometimes I do as well, so just a bad habit that I have as well. All right, Emily Rose, um, non-RNG guessing game, 19 combined stage 1 clears, 10 combined stage 2 clears, 1 finalist and a Kanzen. Um, for non-internationals for the main 100, that looks like 861 and no Kanzen. So let's go ahead and check this out. Yuta Yamashita falling on the new DX, okay? Mitsuhiro Okitani, Pants guy making the Dragon Glider. Hayate Kajihara being the first person to clear stage 1, failing the spider walk and drop combo, I believe that would be. Kaio Nagano and Yuta Nakashima timing out on the warped wall. Voltman timing out on the warped wall again. Shoya Chiba timing out. Rin Sageta timing out. So a lot of warped wall timeouts is what I'm seeing. Naoyuki Araki being the first person to make it to stage 3, failing the spin winder. Jun Sato failing the swing edge. Ryo Matachi timing on the warped wall. Muto timeout on the warped wall. Okay, we got a lot of warped wall timeouts here. Tatsuya Tada cliff dimension. Keitaro failing or timing out on the reverse conveyor. Hyoki swing edge fail. Miyaoka warped wall timeout is kind of crazy. Yoshi burst. Yuji pipe slider. Yusuke Tsunenobori. And then for internationals, we have 11, 4, and then nobody clearing stage 3. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look through these, assuming that all the numbers are the same. Yashua Zaluku making stage 2. All right. Eddie Herman timing up on the warped wall. I'm going to be looking back and forth. Sean McCole making it to the swing edge. Uh, Olivia Vivian timing out on the warped wall. Joel Matley failing the dragon glider. That I don't know how to feel about that one. Um, Jan Tatarowitz being the last international standing, being the only one to make the cliff dimension. And then Jesse Graff and Ilian Sharif on the swing edge. Josh Levin timing out on the reverse conveyor. And then Emily has Yuji for the bullseye, Caillou for Dark Horse, Yusuke for Apex, Voltman Breakthrough, Jason Paul Expert Rookie, the Cheetah Jun Sato, Slow Motion Hikakin, and then Golden Goose Shingo. All right, Nakomi, um, Only one person failing stage two. I'm not sure if this is an RNG or not. 32 combined stage one clears, 31 stage two, and then no stage three clears or cons ends. Non-international, that looks like 10-9-0-0. All right. Hayate Kajihara, Yudonaka. So a lot of ones here. Jun Sato, Prism Seesaw. This might be an RNG one. I'm not really sure. Hioki being the lone stage two fail, and then every single international thing in the Cliff Dimension. Tatsuya Tada, Outer Bullseye, Breakthrough Matoyer, Expert Matoyer, Apex Miyaoka, Flounder Shingo, Golden Goose Miyaoka. Wait, yeah, I don't know how that would work. All right, gonna keep scrolling down. Totally normal. All right, here we go. All right, so pretty similar to me actually. 29 combined stage one clears, 20 combined stage two, two finalists, but no cons in. Non-international, those numbers look like 20, 15, 2, and no cons in. Yuta Yamashita being the first person to clear stages one and two, kind of expected at this point. Hayate Gachihara, Yuta Nakashima, Ugata getting to stage two, Voltman timing up on the warp wall again. Nagano, Kayu Nagano failing the believe that would be the salmon ladder Kudari. Rene Sugeta failing the wall lift. Uchimiya making it to the cliff dimension. All right, lot of expected results here. Keitaro failing the pipe slider. Rio making a comeback back to the swing edge. Ayano Oshima timing up on the warped wall. Miyaoka final stage. Yusuke final stage. All right, looking at internationals now. Yep, the same order, I can already tell. Let's see who they got. Daniel Mason getting to stage two. Donovan Toyer failing stage one. Addie Herman get to the cliff dimension. Benny Graham's getting stage two. All right. Sean McCall failing the fishbone. That's pretty early, but I can kind of see it happening. He he never ran stage one in USA versus the world. It's like we really don't know how he is with balance. Josh Levin making it to the burst. I like that. Tim Champion, rolling log. Ashlyn, Olivia. Joel Matley climbing up on the warp wall. Jan Tatarowitz failing the dragon glider. Jesse Graff going on the fishbone. All right, so some curveballs here at the end. Daniel Gale, Cliff, and then Ilian Sharif first. Bullseye, Outer Ilian, Dark Horse Josh, Breakthrough, Hiromu Mabuchi, and then Expert Rookie Josh Levin. Topaz Neo, 26 combined stage 1 clears, 13 combined second stage, 2 finalists and a Kanzen. For just the main lineup, those numbers are 16, 9, 2, and 1 Kanzen. Yuta Yamashita failing the Dragon Glider. All right. Hiromu Mabuchi becoming the first clear of the tournament, but failing the rolling log on stage 2. Hayate Kajihara failing the Cleft Dimension as expected. Kaio Nagano going out on the walk on the Spider Run drop combo. Yuta Nakashima Cleft Dimension. Ryo Uehara timing up on the tackle, kind of like the Buddies guy did. Yue Tomori timing up on the warp wall. Suzuki timing out on the conveyor in his last appearance. Jun Sato failing the rolling log again. Hitaru Yamamoto timing up on the wall lift. Ryuichi Sugata failing the Prism Seesaw in his final ever appearance. Ryosuke Miyoka, Sunanobori, Yusuke Kanzen. Anything stand out? Not really. Internationals, those numbers are like 10-4 and then no stage 3 clears. Um, Donovan Matoy are making it pretty far into stage 2. Addie Herman going down on the DX. Benny Graham's making it stage 2. Excuse me. Sean McColl timing up on the warp wall. Josh Levin, Cliff Dimension. Ashlyn Herbert, Cliff Dimension. Olivia Vivian, Spider Run Drop combo. Jan Tatarowitz, failing the rolling log. Jesse Graff, stage 2. Daniel Gill, and then Ilian, stage 3. Bullseye Tada, outer bullseye. Josh Levin, Dark Horse. Shingo Flounder, Yusuke Apex. Ashlyn Breakthrough. Josh Expert. Cheetah Kajihara, Slow Motion Haruka, and then Golden Goose Rio. 6-7. All right, Moon 12. Also number 89, Ryosuke Miyaoka, just like me. Um, Combined stage 1 clears 36. Combined stage 2 25. 3 finalists and a Kanzen. Uh, all finalists will be Japanese, as all of a Kanzen. So let's see where this goes. Yuta Yamashita, warp ball timeout again. Hiromu Mabuchi, wall lift. Nakagawa, reverse conveyor. Kajihara being the first to make stage 3 again. All right, so I'm seeing a pretty common pattern in the last couple entries where Kajihara is the first to make stage 3. Kaio Nagano failing the Kudari, I believe that would be. 11. Yuta Nakashima, Cliff Dimension. Hisashi Yugata, wall lift. Voltman, reverse conveyor. If Voltman makes it to stage 2, I don't think he's getting past the backstring. There's no way. One of the Koshin guys going pretty far into stage 2. All right. Renee Sugeta found the new DX. Uchimiya, Kano, Shunsuke timing on the warped wall. Suzuki timing out on the wall lift in his last appearance. Ryo Matachi failing the Kudari. Keitaro Yamamoto getting to the final stage. Keitaro, Miyaoka, and Yusuke are the 3 finalists, with Yusuke having the coveted Kanzen, the unprecedented 3rd win, according to Moon 12. Gonna check chat after this entry probably just to see what's going on. But yeah, besides that, nothing too out of the ordinary. 13, 11, and then 0-0 for internationals for Moon 12. Donovan Matoyer getting to stage 3, getting to the Cliff Dimension. Addie Herman getting to the Cliff Dimension. So some people I saw have had Addie Herman get to the Cliff Dimension. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Sean McCall getting to the Cliff Dimension. I think if Sean gets to stage 3, he's gonna demolish it. Um, Besides maybe the burst. Ben Polson getting the Cliff Dimension. Josh Levin Dimension. Josh Levin, kind of like Sean McCall, I think only the burst would stop him. Ashlyn Herbert Dimension. Olivia Vivian Swing Edge. Joel Matley Warp Wall Timeout. All right. Pretty good, pretty good. Outer Bullseye for Keitaro. Dark Horse Josh or Mabuchi. Flounder Shingo. Apex Yusuke. Breakthrough Ashlyn or Mabuchi. Expert Donovan or Shibata Towa. He is the one of the Koshin representatives. Hayate for Cheetah, Golden Goose Daniel or Hayate, Slow Motion Hitoshi Kano. All right, Vertical Limit Burst. 31 stage 1 clears, 20 combined stage 2. Okay, 6 finalists. In a Kanzen, looks like 3 are Japanese, 3 are non-Japanese. So big clear fest here coming, especially on the final stage. A record 6 people, if it were to come true. Yuta Yamashita not being one of the people to even clear stage 1. Takuya Otsuki, the buddies guy, being the very first stage 1 clear of the tournament. Then Tanimoto, I believe it would be 3rd place. Nakagawa. Mai clearing stage 1. Kajihara being the first to get to stage 3. Kaio Nagano failing stage 3. Yuta Nakashima getting to the final stage, failing the Jugodan. Hisashi Yugata gets to the Cliff Dimension. Keigo Ito clearing stage 1. Guy with a lot of potential. Renee Sageta, Rento Inatsuki, Shuzo Uchimiya, Hitoshi Kano, Shinsuke, Hitoshi. Okay, so Kano and Nagasaki both clear in stage one. Gio getting back to stage three. Now Yuki Araki failing the Prism Seesaw. Suzuki failing the Fishbone in his last ever appearance. Muto failing the Screwdriver. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Tada failing the Swing Edge. I think Tada is fine on the Swing Edge, and he's also fine on the Cliffhanger. He's really good at Cliffhangers, probably the best at Cliffhangers besides Yusuke. Also, I was not aware before TSN said it in the Yusuke doc earlier today that Yusuke has a 100% clear rate on cliffhangers. I never realized that he's never failed a cliffhanger in his career, which is just wild, honestly. Keitaro Yamamoto getting to the final stage as well. Ryosuke Miyaoka failing Prism Seesaw. That would be one hell of a curveball considering the clear fest that we have right going on right now. Yuji getting to the burst. Yoshiyuki failing the swing edge, and then Yusuke Kanzen. All right, and then international numbers look like 7-7, three finalists, but no Kanzen. Let's see who the three finalists are. Sean McCall, Josh Levin, and Ilian Sharif. Besides that, let's see what else is going on. Yanta Tarowitz failing Prism Seesaw, according to Vertical at Burst, which is kind of crazy to me. Um, Ben Polson failing the Prism Tilt. Benny Graham's failing the Rolling Hill. Addie Herman failing the Rolling Hill. Daniel Mason getting the Swing Edge. Bullseye Nakashima, Dark Horse Ashlyn, Flounder Miyaoka, Apex Yusuke, Breakthrough Mai, Expert Sean McCall, Shida Kajihara, Slow Motion Saito, and then Golden Goose Jun Sato. I don't know how many are left, so let's just keep going. I'm gonna check chat real quick just to make sure everything's going all right in there. Cool stuff. Thank you, Vindirek. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. Also, thanks for whoever liked it. Appreciate that, Vindirek. Appreciate the nice comment. All right, back to the reactions for Nancel 90. Combined stage 1 clears 33, stage 2 23, three finalists and a Kanzen. All the finalists and the Kanzen being Japanese. Yuta Yamashita getting back to stage 3, all right. Mabuchi timing up on the fourth wall again. Nakagawa getting back to stage 2. Kajihara failing the swing edge again. Yeah, he failed in 42, I believe. Um, Kaio Nagano failing the swing edge. Yuta Nakashima gets the burst. Ugata wall lift. Voltman new DX. Riku Tanaka, one of the Koshin representatives, getting to the rolling log. Would be the first Koshin representative to clear stage 1, I believe, as well, because Mabuchi and then Yukinari Suzuki both failed. Kano and Shinsuke both clearing stage 1. Suzuki wall lift. Rio getting to the Sunanobori. All right, so big comeback for Rio, according to Fernanzel. Hitaru Yamamoto timing up on the warp wall. Miyaoka getting to the final stage. So the three finalists are Rio, Miyaoka, and then, yep, Yusuke. And Yusuke's the Kanzen. So let's see what goes on here. Josh Levin and Daniel Gill being Josh Levin, Daniel Gill, and then Ilian Sharif being the last one standing. Uh, Outer, Rio Bullseye, Dark Horse Yan, Flounder, Shingo, Apex Yusuke. Yusuke is a very popular pick for Apex. I put him as mine too, obviously. Breakthrough Flashland, Expert Yan, Shida Kajihara, another really popular pick. Slow Motion, Pants Guy, and then Golden Goose, Tetsuya Tada. Crafty Tides, 31-23-0, and then Japanese Alone, 2015-3-0. I'm going to kind of just roll through these if anything really, really stands out. Yamashita timing on the wall lift. I'm going to roll through these so that we can get to everything else that we're going to because I didn't realize how many people submitted um, entries for the guessing game on Discord compared to SMF. So we're going to kind of roll through this a little bit. Yuta Nakashima getting to the final stage. Kaio Nagano, Cliff Dimension, Voltman clearing stage 1. Suzuki Warped Wall. Keitaro Pipe Slider. Rio making it the final stage once again. Uh, Miyaoka making it the final stage. And then Yusuke found the burst once again. Internationals, last man standing, looks like Ilian Sharif, but we also got a good amount of people making it to Cliff Dimension. Daniel Gill, Josh Levin, Donovan Matoyer. Yata Tarowitz failing stage 1. He's failing the Dragon Glider. Bullseye, Dark Horse. Outer Bullseye, Nakashima. Apex, Miyaoka. Expert, Donovan or Ugata. Haruka, Slow Motion. All right, Peaglin. 35, 18, 3, 1 for combined cleared numbers, and then for Japanese only, 21, 12, 3, and 1. So, a Kanzen, we're going to scroll through this, see what we see. Yudo Nakashima failing Dragon, or Yudo Yamashita failing Dragon Glider. Hanimoto being, or Buddy's Guy being the first stage 1 clear. C. Kajihara. Yudo Nakashima getting the burst. Voltman Warped Wall again. Keigo Ito clearing stage 1. Alright, nice. Dungeon timing up on the Warped Wall. Yusuke Suzuki failing the Dragon Glider. Rio failing the DX. Muto timing up on stage 2. Keitaro getting to the final stage. And Miyaoka getting to the final stage. And Yusuke getting to the final stage. Yoshiyuki failing the burst. Not really a whole lot besides that. Oshima Ayano failing the Dragon Glider. Donovan Matoyer getting to the burst. And Ilian Sharif also getting to the burst. Good amount of people on stage 3 for the internationals. Bullseye Tada, Dark Horse Donovan, Flounder Makoto Nagano, Apex Yusuke, Breakthrough Voltman, Expert Donovan, or Tanimoto, Cheetah Kajihara, Slow Motion Hikakin, and then Golden Goose Katsuhide Torisawa. AJ underscore go. Okay. Big Clear Fest coming. Combined 44, 25, 3, and 0. Non just Japanese alone, 29, 16, 3, 0. So predicting 3 finalists, but no Kanzen. Sora Yoshihiro getting climbing up on the warped wall. Yamashita being first stage 1 and 2 clear. Nakagawa getting back. Mabuchi failing the screwdriver. Shoki Goto warped wall timeout. Riko Iwamoto warped wall timeout. All right. Yuto Nakashima stage 2 fail. Or, yeah, backstream timeout. And then Kaio Nagano, Cliff Dimension fail. So actually have Kaio getting further than Nakashima. Pretty sure that's the first entry that we've seen that on. Ugata getting stage 3 as well. Keigo Ito getting stage 2, which seems to be a little bit of a popular pick as far as unknown rookies go. Uchimiya stage 3. Suzuki failing the walk or the run drop combo in his last appearance. Rio warped wall timeout. Keitaro final stage. Miyaoka final stage. And Yusuke final stage. Hioki getting to spin winder. All right. Ayato Kimura getting to stage 2. He's one of the pro athlete guys. Yuto Seiko clearing stage 1 as well. Kenichiro Fumita clearing stage 1. Yuji again getting to stage 3. Or sorry, the 3 finalists are Keitaro, Miyaoka, and Yoshiyuki. Yusuke is failing the burst according to AJ underscore go. I believe that's who this is. Yep. And then internationals, Yan and Ilian being the 2 last ones standing. Breakthrough Fumita, Golden Goose Keitaro. All right, Maddie C, 1, 2, 3, combined stage 1 clears. Um, Combined, we have 45, 25, 4, and 1. Just Japanese alone, 27, 19, 3, and 1. So Kanzen Japanese, and then 3 of the 4 finalists are Japanese, according to Maddie C. All right. Not much really standing out. Ryo Uehara, clearing stage 1, being an unknown rookie to do so. Rene Sageta getting to stage 2. Kano and Nagasaki both clearing stage 1. Yusuke Suzuki putting in a great performance, getting to the Cliff Dimension in his last ever appearance. Tada failing the burst, Ryo failing the burst, Keitaro stage 4, Ryosuke Miyoka stage 4. I'm going to guess that Yusuke stage 4 and Yusuke is the content. All right, looking here, Josh Levin failing the burst, Ilian Sharif getting to stage 4. So Dark Horse, Josh Levin, Expert Rookie could be Josh Levin as well. Pretty good picks. Voltman Breakthrough, Sasuke Warrior 333. Uh, let's go ahead and check what's going on here. All right. 43 combined clears 43, 31, 2 and 1. Japanese alone 24, 16, 2 and 1. All right. Kuya Otsuki, the buddies guy, timing up in the tackle once again. Yuka Mizuno timing up on the warp wall. Kaio Nagano missing stage 3 again. Nakashima failing the dimension again. I like these picks. I like these picks. Tada and Keitaro both get to the burst. Ryosuke Miyoka getting back to the final stage. Jason Paul clearing stage 1, getting pretty far into stage 2. And then Yusuke being the Kanzen. Oh, okay, here we are. Um, Daniel Mason, Donovan Matoyer, Addie Herman, Benny Graham, Sean McCall, Ben Polson, Josh Levin, Tim Champion, Ashton Herbert, Joel Matley, Jan Tatarowicz, Jesse Graff, Daniel Gill, all failing the dimension, and then Ilian Sharif getting to the burst, being the last foreigner standing. Ashland being a candidate for Dark Horse and Breakthrough. All right, Banzu's predictions. I believe these are RNG. Yes, these are 100% RNG. Yeah, these are RNG for sure. Yusuke tackle timeout. Okay. UG speed climbing fail. All right, yep, for sure RNG. All right, Vitamin. Combined numbers 33, 23, 1, 1. Japanese only numbers 17, 13, 2 and 1. Yuta Yamashita timing up on the warp wall again. All right, Mabuchi warp wall, Nakagawa stage 2. Kajihara being the first to get to stage 3, followed quickly by Nakashima. Kaio Nagano failing the warp wall. Voltman gains the rolling log, finally clearing stage 1. Riku Tanaka timing up on the warp wall. Yusuke Suzuki timing up on the warp wall. Ryo Matachi failing the Kudari. Keitaro choking on the swing edge once again. Miyaoka being a finalist. Yusuke being the other one. Yusuke having a Kanzen. No international finalists. Furthest is Ilian Sharif getting back to the burst, but we got a ton of people making the dimension. People like Josh Levin, Jan Tatarowicz. All right, Wizzy. Combined numbers 31, 18, 2, and a finalist. And then Japanese, or two finalists and a Kanzen, and then Japanese only, 1912, two finalists and a Kanzen. Gonna go ahead and guess that the Kanzen is Yusuke. Just right off the bat, seems like he's a really popular pick right now for Kanzen. Yuta Nakashima failing the pipe slider. Keigo Ito clearing stage 1. Ryo timing up on the wall lift. All right, so two finalists. We have Miyaoka and Yusuke. Yep, Yusuke's the Kanzen. All right, I gotta uncover each of these one by one, I guess. Donovan Matoyer making the cliff dimension. Josh Levin getting to the burst. Ashland gets the cliff dimension. Joel Matley timing up on the wall lift. Jan failing the swing edge. Gil failing the cliff dimension. And then Ilian Sharif also gets the burst. Dark Horse Josh Levin. Expert Rookie Josh Levin breakthrough Flashland. Others are right there. Blue Tides. All right, 33, combined numbers 33-23. Finalist and Kanzen, and then Japanese only 23-16-1-1. Sora Yoshihira timing up on the warp wall, which is a popular pick. Kaiki Yamada timing up on the warp wall. Haven't seen that before, I don't believe. All right, a lot of ones here. Yuta Yamashita getting back to stage 3. I think that's the second time I've done that. Mai Watanabe Prism Seesaw. Hayate Kajihara getting to stage 3. Tayu Nagano timing on the wall lift. Ugata failing the Prism Seesaw. Voltman getting to stage 2. Yuta Nakashima getting to the burst. Rento Inatsuki timing up on the warp wall. Rene Sageta getting to stage 2. Sugeta's a really popular pick to get to stage 2. I did not pick him getting to stage 2. I think I had him timing on the warp wall. Hamada, Prism Seesaw. Yusuke Suzuki getting the Spin Winder in his final run. Ryo Matachi failing the Nobori. Muto failing the Spin Winder. Sukada getting to stage 2 on his last ever run. Ayano Oshima timing on the wall lift. Miyaoka failing the Dimension. All right. Yoshiyuki Yamamoto failing the burst. And then Yusuke being a Kanzen. And then as for internationals, we have Daniel Gill and Ilian Sharif tied for last man standing. Ilian Sharif being the outer bullseye. Expert rookie, Addie Herman. Golden Goose Yusuke, so very confident in Yusuke getting a Kanzen. TONS 011. Um, combined numbers 36-24-2, but no Kanzen, and then Japanese only 24-16-20. All right, let's look through these. Yamashita getting to stage 3, all right. Mabuchi and Nakagawa both clear in stage 1. Hayate Kajihara getting to stage 3. Kayu Nagano failing the rolling log again. Ugata timing up on the warp wall. Nakashima failing the cliff dimension once again. Voltman timing up on the wall lift. Rene Sageta once again clearing stage 1. A lot of people have Sageta clearing stage 1. I feel like that's a place where I could gain some points in guessing games and like predictions overall, because I feel like I'm one of the only people who has Sageta fail in stage 1. Rento Inatsuke, or Inatsuki getting to stage 3. Shuzo Uchimiya getting to stage 3. Ryomatachi, alright. Tada and Keitar both going on burst. Ryoji Sukada clearing stage 1 on his last appearance. And then Miyaoka and Yusuke being the 2 finalists, but both of them timing up on the Tsunonobori. Alright, as for internationals, Ilian Sharif is the last international foreigner standing. Dark Horse, Ashlyn Herbert or Rene Sageta. Uh, also, Ashlyn is a contender for Breakthrough, Josh Levin for Expert Rookie. Alright, Naren. These are honestly long. How many more do I have? Yuta Yamashita gets the burst, by the way. Now Yuki Araki getting to the burst, Tada getting to the burst, Keitaro getting the pipe slider, Miyaoka new Kanzen, Yusuke failing the pipe slider. Who is this by? Hold up. Naren. Um, what what a hell of a tournament this would be if it were to materialize. Addie Herman failing the burst. All right. Can't say I agree with that one. Alien Sharif also failing the burst. Deluge. Big clear fest out of Deluge here. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Miyaoka being the believe the lone finalist. Yep. But timing up on the Tsunonobori, so no Kanzen from Deluge. And then internationals, we have Josh Levin and Ilya Sharif tied for last man standing. Misato Atak, another big clear fest coming, according to Masato here. Um, nobody clearing stage 1 though until Kajihara. A lot of people clearing stage 1 towards the end. Miyaoka failing the burst, and then Yusuke being a Kanzen. One person, Ilian Sharif, clearing stage 3 for the foreigners. Two Kanzens. Alien Sharif found the Tsunenobori would not be a Kanzen. Wait, Yoshiyuki? Hold up. Oh, yes, Yoshiyuki, sorry. Yoshiyuki Kanzen as well. Alright, so double Kanzen, Yoshi, and Yusuke. Would be the first time in Sasuke history. Yuchan, 98765. Uh, Pretty decent clear fest coming here. Pretty similar to my predictions as well. Uh, 26, 18, 2, and 1. Yuta Nakashima getting to the burst. We've spent almost a full hour so like on this, so I'm trying to get through John McCall, Josh Levin, failing this Jugodan, Marco Tambur. Nothing really standing out here, I'm gonna be honest. Keitaro getting to the final stage, Rio getting to the final stage, Miyoka getting to the final stage, and Yusuke getting to the final stage. So we got a party here on the final stage. Cute Pet Sarika, another clear fest. Once again, Takaharu Nakagawa getting to stage 2, being the first clear of the tournament, I believe. Um, Caillou Nagano timing up on the warped wall. Tada failing the burst. Keitaro failing the swing edge. Masashi Yoki failing the cliff dimension. Miyaoka and Yusuke being the two finalists. No finalists for the internationals, but Ilian Sharif being last man standing. Billy Vids, 42, 24, 4, and 0. 29, 14, 0, 0. So no content predicted from Billy Vids. Um, believe Billy Vids also went RNG as well. Yeah, I believe Billy went RNG. All right, Cheyenne. Um, wait, who's the person they have clearing? Oh, Voltman. Voltman Senseiha. Voltman, 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 Voltman. Oh, I love that. Yusuke Flounderfest. Um, I'm laughing now, but like imagine it actually happens. Gonto, decent amount of clears, not as many as I have, but Uchi Yamashita failing DX, Nakashima being a finalist, Keitaro being a finalist, Miyoka being a finalist, and then Yusuke failing the swing edge. All right. Uh, Josh Levin being the last foreigner standing, and then Ilian Sharif and Daniel Gill. Really interesting here. Daniel Gill failing the rolling hill, Ilian Sharif failing the new fishbone. Chica file, pretty similar numbers to me. Nakashima getting the burst, and then Keitaro, Miyaoka, and Yusuke being the finalists with Yusuke having a content. Alien Sharif being the last foreigner standing. AZN, big clear fest from AZN. Nakashima and Ugata both getting to stage 3. Rene Sugeta getting to stage 3 for the first time. Ryo Matachi failing the Rolling Hill. Keitaro, Miyaoka, and Yusuke being the finalist with Yusuke content. And then we have Sean McCall, I believe that is. Yep. Number 12, Josh Levin, and Ilian being the last foreigner standing, all failing the burst. All right. Our booth, not blob. Um, gonna look through these ones quick. Mabuchi getting to stage 3, Nakashima getting burst. Naoki Araki failing early on the DX. Tatsuya Tada, and then Keitaro Yamamoto failing the flying bar. All right. And then Yusuke and Miyaoka, I believe, are the two finalists. No finalists from the internationals, but last man standing. A boatload of people who failed the cliff dimension, including Donovan Matoyer, Josh Levin, Joel Matley, and Jesse Graff. And then Daniel Gill and Ilian Sharif both failing DX, which is pretty interesting. All right, this is mine. You guys already saw my results predictions. But just if you want a refresher, I have Yusuke and Miyaoka as finalists, and you can get in the Kanzen. No international finalist, but Josh Levin and Ilian Sharif tied for last man standing. And then here are my specials: Bullseye, Outer, Keitaro Yamamoto, Dark Horse Josh Levin, Flounderfest Nagano, Big Nagano Makoto Nagano, Apex Yusuke, Breakthrough Flash on Ashland Flash on Herbert, Expert Josh Levin, the Cheetah Hayate Kajihara, Slow Motion Yuka Mizuno, and then Golden Goose Masanari Takano. He's number 58. He's a comedian, yellow suit. G-Man. Gonna look through G-Man's predictions here. Yamashita, Warp Wall, Takaharu Nakagawa, Dragon Glider, Harumi Mabuchi, Rolling Hill. Um, Nakashima, reverse conveyor timeout. Hayo Nagano failing the rolling log again. Voltman warp wall timeout once again. Pretty pessimistic here. Natsumi Tsunoda, though, clearing stage one. I don't know how I feel about that. Kano also clearing stage one. Um, Hitaro failing the new fishbone. Ryo failing the rolling hill. Ryosuke Miyaoka and okay, Jason Paul clearing stage one as well, but Ryosuke Miyaoka being the lone finalist. Yusuke failing the burst again along with Yoshiyuki. Internationals, we have tied for first, Joel Matley and Ilian Sharif both failing the burst. I think we're reaching the end. Reese Chan, Reze Chan, big clear fest here. Just gonna look through this. Um, just gonna speed through it a little bit. Takuya Otsuki tackle timeout once again. Nakashima burst. Ugata cliffhanger. Hayo Nagano. Swing edge. Voltman clear on stage one. Towa Shibata, one of the Koshin guys, getting to the wall lift. Very nice again, getting the wall lift. I spun a wheel on Rio, got him on burst. All right. Um, Keitaro, Miyaoka, and Yusuke. So Miyaoka and Yusuke double Kanzen according to Reese Chan or Reze Chan. Besides that, nothing too out of the ordinary except Yuto Seiko and Jason Paul clearing stage one. One finalist from the internationals coming from Ilian Sharif, and then we also have Yanta Tarowitz failing the vertical limit burst. A boatload of people failing the dimension, though. All right, that is it. All right. So almost an hour into the stream already. Gonna go ahead and check chat once again. Yeah, we're already 50 minutes into this stream. Um, got just over 2 hours until Sasuke. Let's go ahead and check chat real quick. And I can just stay on chat from here on out. We got 3 people tuning in right now, so thank you guys for tuning in. Next up, we're gonna talk about the weather, but I'm gonna get a quick drink of water really quick. Yep, we are currently sitting at 2 hours and 8 minutes. Gonna check my audio one more time. All right, we're good. So let's talk about the weather. Just real briefly, during taping in October, there was a lot of rain, as you saw in the trailer, as you saw from the promo, some promo photos that came out, including like the ones of Yamada at night. Um, Taping was actually delayed. Um, that's why the last 30 or so runs are at night. I believe it's from Uchimiya, so number 69, nice, onwards to number 100. However, much of stages 1 and 3 were covered by overhead tarps, so the rain might not impact as much as it would be. Obstacles covered include the Dragon Glider, the Warped Wall, and all of Stage 3 as far as we know. Keep in mind that covered means the top, and then for the Warped Wall, I believe the left of the obstacle is covered as well. Um, just, it's only to make sure that, like, so if, what am I saying? So, like, the top and then maybe the left side of the obstacle is covered. That is to ensure if they're, oh my gosh, dude, what? I'm losing my train of thought. All right. I'm losing my train of thought almost completely right now. Point is, if there's a wind problem, the rain can blow sideways, so one of the sides is covered, the side not covered by the camera. And then obstacles exposed that we know of right now, Prism Seesaw, Rolling Hill, so that whole transition is uncovered. Screwdriver and the DX, the new twin diamonds with an X. Course changes. All right, let's move on to the course changes. Speaking of those, we have the Prism Seesaw to start. Right there's the start platform, very first obstacle. Same mechanism as used in Kunoichi for the Prism. There's a visualization for the transition to the rolling hill. I had to blur out the person on there just in case. I don't know if anybody would be able to identify it or if anybody had identified him or her, but I just had to blur it out just to make sure, to avoid some spoilers. The new fishbone is in reverse. We can see all the yellow pillars are first, and then red pillars uh, are last for the last two. Um, I think it looks kind of goofy, but like they also got rid of where you can like rest, in the middle of the fourth and fifth steps. So that is honestly a sleeper of a modification. And then the DX, still kind of like the twin diamonds, but the first rotating shape is still a diamond, but the second was an X or a plus sign. So just an extra layer of difficulty possibly. All right, betting lines. You guys know these. Gonna start. I got 12 of them, I believe. So it's over under. Obviously just for fun, not putting money on these or anything. Just some stuff that I wrote up for fun. So my first betting line is over under 16.5 main stage one clears. I'm gonna take the over. I don't think the rain's gonna affect things as much. Over under 9.5 international stage one clears. I'm gonna take the over on that one as well. Again, don't think rain's gonna impact too much, and I think there's a really good selection of internationals. Um, Obviously, could have been a little bit better. I know Clement and Renee turned down invites just because they had other things going on. I believe Clement was injured. And then my third betting line, over under 28.5 Prism Seesaw Rolling Hill fails. Under, I'm going to take the under. I'm not sure if in my official guessing game or predictions I had over this. Um, but this is for people who fail the transition alone. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot. I think it's gonna be mainly celebrities. Might be one or two big names, comedians, obviously. All right, moving on. Fourth betting line, over under 4.5 hour stage one. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take the over. You guys know the past couple years we've had a really, really long stage ones. Like I believe last year was, well, there was a 5 hour time slot. I think stage one was like almost. It might have even been 3.5 hours. I know it was at least three. Um, this year with an 8 hour time slot. All of day one is probably going to be stage one, and then who knows if the international are going to be shown today or tomorrow. So that could add on. I think they're going to be shown tomorrow, so probably over 4.5 hours of stage one. Fifth betting line, over under 15.5 obstacles that Rio clears. So basically saying, is he clearing stage two or not? Under. I don't think Rio's clearing stage two. I've lost all faith in him, to be honest. Just he's way too inconsistent. I mean, he can routinely get to stage two, but he can never figure out the rolling log. And honestly, with conditions pretty similar to 42 for stage two, um, probably I don't think it's gonna happen. Uh, Over under 45 and a half full runs shown in the main stage one, so just the main 100 competitors. Because of the big time slot, I'm gonna say over. Assuming today is just Jep, the main 100 stage one, they can easily fit probably even 50 people shown in full. So I'm going to take the over on that. Number 7, over under 19.5 total stage 2 clears. I had 20 total, so this includes main and international. I took over because I had 20 total, like I mentioned. Over under 7 minutes of Sukata just because it's its final run. Just because it's his final run, I'm going to take the over on that one. Um, I think usually Sukata gets a really generous fluff piece. Pretty generous. I mean, obviously Iwamoto usually gets the main fluff piece, but he's not competing, so focus is probably going to be turned to other celebrities, like obviously the ones that are, marketed, like the Milk guy and then Anako and that crowd. But also some of the more established celebrities might get some big fluff pieces like Sukata, Sugeta. So I'll take over 7 minutes of Sukata. Over under 12 and a half total timeouts, main plus international, so all 122 competitors. I'm going to take the under on that one. Um, the stage one time limit is 120 seconds, I believe, and then I think stage two is unmodified. I think it's still whatever it was before. And obviously, stage two's time limit hasn't Hasn't really been a challenge the past couple years. Number 10, over under 5.5 total cliff dimension clears, including main and international. I'm going to take the over on that one. I believe I have Keitaro, Nakashima, Tada, um, Miyaoka, Yoshi, Yusuke. So I have six just already, just including main, I'm over. And then I have Ilian Sharif and Josh Levin, I believe, for internationals. Number 11, over under 2.5 total finalists, main plus international. I'm gonna take the under. I don't have any international finalists, and my only main 100 finalists are Miyaoka and Yusuke. And then the last one, over under half a Kanzen. So basically, are we getting a Kanzen or not? And I already predicted yes. You guys know that. I predict Yusuke Kanzening. So we're going to move on now to my top five hopes for Sasuke 43. We are an hour into the stream. We are just over 2 hours away from Sasuke 41. 2 hours and 1 minute coming up here. So my top five hopes for Sasuke 43. I'm going to try to go through these. Number one, 3+ shock fails. So kind of like the Flounder Fest. Not necessarily like All Stars failing because most likely all the All Stars are going to fail stage one, but like established competitors like one of the Morimoto Kunsarai people, maybe a Black Tiger, just another, just other established competitors failing, like perhaps Muto, who knows, just people who have like cleared stage one recently, who have been on a roll recently, or who have had decent results recently. I'm not sure if that showed up. My antivirus thing just popped up. Um, we'll see if it showed up or not. I don't think it did. All right, yeah, I don't think it showed up. All right. My second hope is for a dry later half of the tournament, so stages 2 to 4. I don't think this is gonna happen. I think the whole tournament was a wash. Filming was delayed. I think it was definitely still raining during like the Morimoto Sedai's runs in the 70s when it was nighttime. So it was probably raining for stages 2 to 4 as well. So I don't think that one's coming true. I think this tournament was a wash. Number three, 5+ foreigners on stage 3. I think this one is pretty has a pretty good chance of coming true. I think people like Daniel Gill and Ilian Sharif will probably make it to stage 3. On top of that, you got some new faces: Yanta Tarowicz, Joel Matley, Josh Levin, people like that. Ashlyn Herbert could make it to stage 3. Ben Polson, and then even a couple of the women. I think like Addie Herm and Olivia Vivian, maybe even Jessie Graff has a shot of making it back to stage 3. Fourth hope, multiple vertical limit burst clears. I think this one also has a decent chance of coming true because I think Miyaoka will have the burst down this time, should he get there again, which I think he will. And then Yusuke, he's not sick, and it's not like his first time trying. He's probably been training his butt off for it, so I think he's going to be fine on the burst. All right. Yep, under 2 hours until Sasuke now. And my last hope, Yusuke getting a third content. Don't know if I need much elaboration. It's just it would be unprecedented. Would really, I think he's already the GOAT of Ninja, but like for anybody who still doubts him, this should cement it. Should he get a third content? All right, now I'm gonna move on to hot takes. I have 10 hot takes here, ranging from 10%, which are honestly just pretty cold takes, to 100% my hottest take that I could think of. So my 10% hot take, the coldest one, vertical limit burst is a good obstacle. I think most people would agree with me that vertical limit burst is a good obstacle. Vertical limit burst is um, arguably the toughest obstacle to ever be on Sasuke or any Ninja Warrior show for that matter. 20% Miyoka will be a finalist again. Again, I don't think this one is too far-fetched. I think he's got the burst down now. My 30% warp wall won't be impacted much by rain. Again, just because of the tarps, I think not a lot of people are going to struggle with it unless they have wet shoes. 40% Keitaro chokes again. Could definitely see this one coming true. I don't know if it will. Like I have Keitaro making it back to the burst, I believe, but could definitely see it coming true. 50%. Now we're getting a little bit warmer. Yanta Tarowitz will be the fastest forerunner on stage 1. I could see somebody like Daniel Gill being the fastest foreigner, or like an Ashlyn Herbert being a fast foreigner. Benny Graham, should he clear stage one? But like, I think Jan Tatarowicz will be the fastest foreigner on stage one. Moving on to 60%, the Prism Seesaw will take out at least one big name, non-all-star. So kind of like my hopes, um, perhaps maybe a Morimoto Sadai members, a recurring established competitor, somebody like that. 70%, three women will clear stage one. This is a really hot take. If there was to be a situation like this, I think it would probably be Ayano Oshima, some combination of Ayano Oshima, Mai Watanabe, Olivia Vivian, uh, Addie Herman, and Jessie Graff. Do I think Addie Herman and Olivia Vivian will be the only two to clear it? 80%. Josh Levin will be the last foreigner standing. This is a really hot take for probably a lot of people because it's his first time competing on Sasuke. We don't really know what his skills are. I mean, we know he's got a lot of climbing skills, so if he makes it to stage three, I think he's got a really good shot at getting to the burst. I think he's probably a shoe in for at least the dimension, probably the burst as well. 90%, no rookies in the main lineup will get to stage three. I don't know, like, I think I don't usually have rookies getting that far just because I don't know too much about them. And then if I do know a little bit about them, I'm kind of hesitant, think they're going to capitalize on the potential that they have. So 90% hot take, no rookies in the main line will get to stage three. And the hottest take that I could think of, 100%, neither Yuji nor Hyoki will clear stage two. Um, again, maybe not that hot of a take, but both of them are over 40 years old now. Both of them are slowing down, even though both of them could be considered ageless wonders, especially Yuji. But I don't think that either of them can clear stage two this year, and I believe that was in my predictions as well. All right, now for my all 122 competitor tier list. I believe I did not include Osada or Iwamoto, so really it's 120 people, but I'm gonna get a quick drink of water real quick before I start this tier list. All right, so I've been doing all 100 competitor tier list. This time it's gonna be a little bit more because of the internationals. Um, and I have, I believe, 13 tiers ranging from Kanzen, possible Kanzen, finalist, possible finalist, stage 3 fail, probably clear stage 2, might clear stage 2, unlikely stage 2 clear, stage 2 fail, probably will clear stage 1, might clear stage 1, unlikely but still could clear stage 1, and then stage 1 fail. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. Usagi and Torisawa are both failing stage 1. And I would bet good money that everybody, all of these people, fail stage one as well. Let me check. Hold up. Hold on. Um, I can probably pull my slides up here just to get names and then what my predictions were for them originally. Yeah. Um, Takaya Mitsuka, unlikely. I mean, I have him failing the DX, but then again, he's really early in the lineup, so I think I'm gonna stick with stage one fail there. Keeping with the stage one fails, a lot of people right here. Um, then we get to number 14, who I think is a little bit interesting, Yuta Ozawa. Still gonna have him as a stage one fail. Um, maybe the slides would load. Uh, now Aoki Macho, I believe that he got to the Dragon Glider last time. He's decent. I did not think he was gonna be that good. when he competed last year, but he was all right. So I think, well, I didn't put Ozawa in unlikely either, so I don't think I can put Aoki in there. Wrestler guy, nah, sorry. Seigi, comedian, nope. Uh, no, no, no. Shota Kusakabe is where it gets a little bit interesting. Um, I'm gonna go unlikely, or actually, I'm gonna go might. I'm gonna go might. Yuta Yamashita, I think is uh will probably clear stage two. Going back down to Hikakin, he's a stage one fail. Chansun is a stage one fail. Uh, Pants guy is a stage one fail. The buddies guy, I mean, he timed up on the tackle, so I'm gonna put him in unlikely. Shoki Goto, I'll put the trials guys in unlikely. Mabuchi though, I'm going to put Mabuchi in. Will probably clear stage one, and then Takaharu Nakagawa, I will put in might clear stage one. Going back, and then Inako, I don't think so. Riko Iwamoto, very, very unlikely. Very, 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 very slim chance. Yuki Rina, I don't think so. Mai Watanabe, again, unlikely. Hayate Kajihara, I think, is a pretty good shoo-in for stage three fail. Yuko Mizuno, I don't think so. 45, 46, no. Kayu Nagano, I'm gonna go might clear stage two. Yuta Nakashima, all right, I'm gonna go. Do I want to put him in possible finalist? I don't think he's got the burst. I don't know if he's got the burst. I'm gonna have to put him in stage three fail for now. Ugata, let me scroll down a little bit here. Ugata, I think he'll probably clear stage one. Uh, Voltman, I'll go in a might just because he got the warp wall last time. Chocolate Planet guys, the TT guy, no, and then Osada, obviously he failed Rolling Hill. Came out in public. The Koshin guys, all right. Um, I've seen all three of them, so I'll put all three of them in unlikely. Because all three of them like seem pretty even. I'm not sure. I didn't watch Koshin this year, but usually one of the Koshin guys gets relatively close. So Yutoku Shiba, no. Ishii, no. Takano, no. Ryo Uehara is where it gets a little bit interesting, but no. Uh, Shoya Chiba, I'm gonna go might clear. Same thing with Keigo Ito, might clear stage one. Rene Sugeta, I can go. I'll also put him in might clear stage one. Then we get back down to some people who I think Don Jun, no, I don't think so. Rento, no. Hibiki Sotamura, no. Kenshi Sugiya, no. Itomori, nah. Natsumi Tsunoda, no. Uh, Shuzo Ushimiya, I'll put him in, will probably clear stage two. Kano, he might clear stage one. Shunsuke, based on his last couple performances, I'll say he will probably clear stage one. Hamada, nah. Yusuke Suzuki, he might clear stage one. Naoyuki Araki, I think, is a pretty good shoo-in for a stage three fail. Same thing with Jun Sato, even though the rolling log kind of gave him some trouble in the rain last year. I think he's also shoo-in for stage three fail. Ryo Matachi, I think Ryo's a stage two fail. Um, Let me see where I put him, like prediction wise. I can't even remember where I put him. Put him rolling log. All right, so yeah, I had him as a stage 2 fail. Yutaka Kion, I could see it. I'll put him as a maybe, just because of how he did in 39, I believe it was. Muto, pretty good shoe-in for a stage 3 fail. Tada, I'm gonna give Tada a stage 3 fail as well. Um, just because I don't think he's gonna get the burst. He hasn't looked good either time that he's been on it. Okay, Taro, on the other hand, I think is a possible finalist. Um, Ryoichi Sukada. I'll put him in unlikely, or no, I'll put him in might, because if I have Keanu in might, I kind of gotta have him in might as well. Um, Musashi Hioki, I'll put him in. I have him fail in the wall lift. I'll put him in might clear stage 2 along with Kaio Nagano. Ayumu Saito. Uh, I have Riko in unlikely, so I gotta put her in unlikely as well. Ayano Shima, I'll put in might. I'll put in might. Ayato Kimura, nah. Uh, nope, nope. Ryosuke Miyaoka, I'll put in finalist. I don't know. I don't think he would have a chance at Kanzening at this point. Fumita, there's some talk around Fumita, so I can put him at unlikely for now. Yuto Seiko, I don't think so. Jason Paul, I don't think so. Bunpei, nah. Shingo, extremely, extremely unlikely. Chances are not zero, though. Mr. Sasuke, no. Let's see where I put Kawaguchi. Hold up. Um, Kawaguchi, I had him timing on the work wall. So I'll put him in might. I'm gonna have to put him low for now. Yoshi, um, you know what? I'm gonna give Yoshi and Nakashima possible finalist status. Nagano, extremely unlikely along with Shingo. Yuji, um, I'll put him in might clear stage 2 along with Hyoki and Kaio Nagano. And then Yusuke Morimoto, I'm gonna put him all the way at the top. All right. So going from bottom to top here, we have numbers 1 through 26, numbers 29 through 31, 37 through 39, 41, 43, 45, 46, 51, 56 through 59, 63 through 68, 72, 85 through 87, 91, 92, 93, and 95. People like Katsumi Yamada, Korisawa, those types of people. Hikakin, and then a lot of jobbers as well. Unlikely, we have Takuya Otsuki, Shoki Goto, Kanta Tanimoto, Riko Iwamoto, Mai Watanabe, the three Koshin guys, Ayumu Saito, Kenichiro Fumita, Shingo, and Nagano. Makoto Nagano, that is. Might clear stage 1, we have Kusakabe, Nakagawa, Voltman, Shoya, Chiba, Keigo Ito, Renee Segeta, Hitoshi Kano, Yusuke Suzuki, Futaka Kion, Ryoichi Sukada, Ayano Oshima. Oh, I forgot to rank the internationals. I apologize. I apologize. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right. Honestly, kind of forgot who the very first guy was. Oh, is it Eric Lopez or am I tripping? It is Eric Lopez. Okay. Eric Lopez, I think for now I'll put him in might. Or actually, I'm gonna put him at unlikely. Tim Champion, I'll put him as a might clear stage one. Joshua Zaluku, I'll probably put him in the same place, might clear stage one. Eddie Herman, I think that I think she'll probably clear stage two, which is kind of crazy to think about. Um, Ben Polson, I think he is a pretty good shoo-in for a stage three fail. Benny Grams, I'll put him in might clear stage one. Believe that's where I had him. Yeah, I had him failing Fishbone. All right. So Clara Lacore, I don't think so. Danny Marmolejo, um, hasn't been on Sasuke for a while, but I'll still put him in might. The Whit Erickson, I'll just rank Whit Erickson now too. I think he's unlikely. I think he's just like a single tier below Danny. Where is Whit? Oh, I was moving the wrong guy. Okay. Yeah, I'm an idiot. This guy goes back in here in stage one fail. Paweł Murowski, think I had him. Let's see where I had him. I don't even remember. Um, Diamond X, but I had him as a high stage three, so I'll put him in might clear stage one. Joel Matley, think he's a pretty easy person to say. He'll be on stage three. Josh Levin. I'm gonna put Josh Levin as a possible finalist. I don't think he will be a finalist, but I think the chances are not zero of him being a finalist. Daniel Mason, he might clear stage one. Um, Daniel Gill, I think, is a pretty easy shoe-in for a stage three fail. Here we are. Donovan Matoyer, I think, I think he'll probably clear stage one. Ashlyn Herbert, stage three fail in my opinion. Ilian Sharif Ilian Sharif, I don't know if he knew what he was doing on the burst last year, so I'm gonna put him as a stage three fail for now. Jan Tatarowicz, I'll put him as a stage three fail as well. I think he's another really good shoe-in for a stage three. Jesse Graff, um, Jesse, I think she might clear stage two. Marvin Mitterhuber, uh, might clear stage one. Olivia Vivian, I think, is on the same tier as Addie Herman, so I'm gonna put her in. She'll probably clear stage two. And then Sean McCall, I think he might clear stage one. It's lower than I want to put Sean, but like we haven't seen him in forever, so. All right, so from bottom to top, like I said, I already went over those guys, along with Clara Lacore. Unlikely, I added Eric Lopez and Whit Erickson. Might clear stage one. I had a lot of foreigners in here, along with people like Sukada, Ayano, and Kawaguchi, but I have Tim Champion, Joshua Zaluku, Benny Grams, Danny Marmolejo, Pavel, um, Daniel Mason, Marvin Mitterhuber, and Sean McCall. Donovan Matoyer and will probably clear stage one, along with Mabuchi, Ugata, and Nagasaki. Rio being the lone person in stage two failed. Nobody unlikely stage two clear. Might clear stage two. I have Kaio Nagano, Hioki, Yuji, and Jesse Graff. Probably clear stage two. I have Yamashita, Gio, Addy, and Olivia. Stage three fail. I have a boatload of guys. I have Kajihara, Araki, Jun, Muto, and Tada for the Japanese, and I have Ben Polson, Joel Matley, Gil, Flashlin, Ilian, and Jan for the foreigners. Possible finalists, I have Nakashima, Keitaro, and Yoshiyuki for the Japanese, and Josh Levin for the foreigners. Ryosuke Miyoka finalists, no possible content, and then Yusuke right at the top as a content. All right, so we're gonna move on to some top five, top 10-ish list. Um, checking chat again, nothing new. All right. Got a little over an hour and a half until Sasuke, an hour 37 minutes. So let's get this over with so that we can all, find a stream, enjoy the show a little bit. So top five celebrities. I'm gonna go number five. I have Takuya Otsuki. Um, I don't think he would clear stage one, but like we also had some celebrities drop out, like no Saikawa, no Darvish, no Kajita. Quite a few celebrities are missing, so Otsuki just kind of gets in by default. Number four, we have ABCZ Ryoichi Sukada in his last ever appearance. Again, I don't think he has much of a shot at clearing stage one, but we'll see. Number three, I have Yutaka Kion. Again, not much of a shot at clearing stage one, but a tier above Sukada. Number two, I have Rene Sugeta. This is the first person, this is the first celebrity, one of only two who I think has even a remote chance, or well, I shouldn't say a remote chance, but like a decent chance of clearing stage one. And then the only celebrity who I think clear stage one and two, Hayate Kajihara. Um, Pretty obvious here. I think he's a couple tiers above all these other celebrities. At least in this tournament, I think if Saikawa was here, Saikawa would probably be the number two guy. But that's my top five celebrities. So Tsuki at number five, Sukada at four, Kian at three, Sugeta at two, and Kajihara at number one, the number one best celebrity in Sasuke 43. Now I'm going to go with my top five dark horses. I'm defining it the same way Discord and SMF define it. Someone who has never made stage three. Um, believe I included, believe I did not include Sasuke World Cup stage three appearances, so I don't. So Ashton Herbert, I believe, is fair game. Here we are, top five dark horses. Main, I did two different lists, so here is for the main. Number five, Soya Chiba. Done some voiceover work with Hanzo, and he's a pretty big super fan of the show, so I think he has some potential. Number four is Shota Kusakabe. Again, he's in a Sasuke circle, kind of like Yamashita, so he's kind of got Yamashita-esque potential, so we'll see about that. Number three, we have Hisashi Ugata, Black Tiger, who's been trying to qualify via his group, the Black Tigers, for forever now. Number two, Hiromu Mabuchi, Sasuke Koshin, top performer of the Sasuke Koshin back 2 years ago when it was first held for Sasuke 41. Got to the Warp Wall, I believe, for in Sasuke 41, timing up. And number one dark horse for the main lineup, Kaio Nagano, already got into stage two twice. It's only a matter of time before he breaks through stage two. So there's are your top five dark horses from the main lineup. Number five, Shoya Chiba. Number four, Shota Kusakabe. Number three, Hisashi Ugata. Number two, Hiromu Mabuchi. And number one, Kaio Nagano. Top five dark horses for the international lineup now. At number five, we have Addie Herman. The only woman I believe I put on the list. Has a really decent shot at making it to stage three. Could end up being like a Jesse Graff type competitor as far as American women on Sasuke go. Number four, I have Ben Paulson, an Aussie. Never competed on Sasuke before, but one Australian Ninja Warrior, has a lot of potential. Really tall, should help on some of these obstacles. Number three, Joel Matley. Great all-around ninja. Like I said, he's competed all around Europe, and I think he's got a really good shot at least making it to stage three, making it deep into stage three. Number two, Jan Tatarowitz. Same thing. One Ninja Warrior pull in season 9. Closest Kanzen in history, by the way, but I think he's got a really good shot. And number one, Josh Levin. He's a climber. He's got really good build. Kind of like a Yusuke type build, but he's a couple inches taller, so I think um, reach might be a little bit of an advantage for him compared to somebody like Yusuke. But then again, he's also never been on Sasuke, so stage one and two are kind of iffy for him. I think he gets to stage three though, like he's probably gonna get to the vertical limit burst pretty easily. All right, top five competitors in the international lineup overall. Probably gonna be some repeats here. At number five, we have Ashlyn Herbert. Competed on Sasuke 37, timed up on the warp wall. At also competed in the World Cup, did that huge flying bar jump on stage three. Number four, Daniel Gale competed in the last two Sasuke tournaments, failing the Cliff Dimension, along with the World Cup where he failed the Cliff Dimension. Number three, Jan Tatarowitz. It'll be his first time on Sasuke. Believe he's the first pole on Sasuke as well. I think pole. the first Polish competitor on Sasuke. Um, Number two, Ilian Sharif obviously had the best result of any foreigner last year. Good performance in the Sasuke World Cup, clearing stage one. And the top international competitor, I believe, will be Josh Levin. Even though it's his first time on Sasuke, kind of like Jan Tatarowicz, I think he's got just, brute strength that's going to power him through. He's got a lot of climbing experience. So, similar to a guy like Keitaro, he's got a lot of technique. So, similar to a guy like Yusuke, he's a lot of these guys wrapped up in one. So, I think he's got a really good shot. So, here are your top five international competitors. At number five, Ashlyn Herbert from Australia. Number four, Daniel Gill from the United States. Number three, Jan Tatarowicz from Poland. Number two, Ilian Sharif from France. And number one, Josh Levin from the United States. Now on to our top 10 competitors from the main lineup. I made it 10 just because there's 100 compared to only 22. So here we are for the top 10 main. At number 10, we have Tomohiro Muto. Muto has gotten to stage 3 the past 4 tournaments, got to the Cliff Dimension in 42, I believe. Um, Steadily. I don't think he has a shot at clearing the dimension, but he's pretty good shooing to make stage 3. At number 9, we have Hayate Kajihara again, another pretty good shooting to make stage 3. I don't know if he could ever clear the dimension though. Failed the Swing Edge last year because of the um, XYX modification. Number 8, Jun Sato. Um, Failed stage 2 last year, broke a 10 tournament long streak of getting to stage 3, I believe. Or wait, no. 32 through 38, missed 39, 40, 40, 41, 9 tournaments. Okay. So he broke a 9 tournament streak of getting to stage 3, still has a stage 1 clear streak, one of the most consistent competitor of all time, besides maybe Toshihiro Takeda. Number 7, Naoki Araki, got to stage 3 last year, failed the Cliff Dimension, I believe. Um, Good runner all around, part of the Morimoto Sedai. And then number 6, Tatsuya Tada, also part of the Morimoto Sedai, has cleared the cliffhanger the past 4 tournaments, failed the vertical limit in 3 of those 4, got to the final stage in 40. I don't think he's got a shot at the burst though. He hasn't looked great on it the past 2 tournaments he's attempted it. All right, just making sure all's well. So here are bottom half the top 10 main competitors. Number 10, Muto. Number 9, Hayate Kajihara. Number 8, Jun Sato. Number 7, Naoki Araki. And number 6, Tatsuya Tada. Moving on to the top 5 now, we've got Yoshiyuki Yamamoto kicking off our top 5. Um, has never failed to get to stage 3 in 6 tournaments that he's competed in a row. Remarkable streak, remarkable start to a career. Established himself as like a number 2 or number 3 type of guy behind Yusuke and probably Miyaoka now. Number 4, we have Yuta Nakashima, the best young star of the show, probably going to end up being the leader of the next generation once people like Yusuke and Miyaoka are out of here. Um, I would expect him to have a Kanzen one day. Already getting to stage 3 at the age of 16. He'll be 17 this year, so sky's the limit for Nakashima. Number 3, Keitaro Yamamoto. Um, Again, sometimes known for choking a lot. Didn't even get to stage 3 until 39, but he's consistently gotten to stage 3 since then. Failed the Swing Edge last year, I believe. Number 2 is Ryosuke Miyaoka, the lone finalist last year, the only person so far in Sasuke history to beat the vertical limit burst. And at number 1, despite him not beating the burst yet, we have Yusuke Morimoto. I am a firm believer in the idea that had Yusuke not been sick last tournament, he would have Kanzen, he would have beat the vertical limit burst, he would have Kanzen pretty easily. The thing he's got to work on is his technique on the burst. Got to stabilize that ledge a little bit more, make sure the jolt isn't as good, like make sure the jolt isn't as um, pronounced. Miyaoka has got his burst technique down. I think Yusuke gets it down, and I think Yusuke is better on anybody, is just miles ahead of everybody else as far as the final stage goes. So should they both make it there, Yusuke Kanzens. Now everything you need to know summed up. We're getting to the end here, guys. Been here for an hour and a half already. Under an hour and a half to go until Sasuke 43. So here's everything you need to know really quickly summed up. So more information, air dates. Obviously December 24th and 25th. So hour and a half, and then a day and then an hour and a half. 6 p.m. Japanese Standard Time both days. 9 a.m. In the UK, 4:32 and 1 a.m. in the US, and then 4 hour time slot both days, so total 8 hour time slot. Competitive format, we have two separate tournaments. Number one is the main 100 as usual, and number two is the 22 internationals who will be competing. How to watch, we have YouTube, Twitch, third party, and then Paravi TV or Unext. I went over these in my first pregame show, so go back to that one. I believe it was towards the beginning where I went over all this stuff. But thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy Sasuke 43. I'm going to go ahead and um, head back to OBS, window capture off. All right. So yeah, been a hell of a time, honestly, the past week or so streaming. Been really fun to stream. Have some of you guys tune into the stream as well. And I don't really know what else much to say. I think some final thoughts for me. I think there's a lot of big storylines going into this tournament. Again, um, obviously we got Miyoka beating the burst. The question is who can join him in beating the burst? Can we see Yusuke beat the burst? Can we see Keitaro beat the burst? Can we see somebody up and coming like Nakashima beat the burst? Can we see Tada conquer his vertical demons? Um, Big storylines all around. I think there's also a lot of storylines as far as the international goes. As far as the internationals go, like can somebody like Ashlyn Herbert finally get past stage one in a regular Sasuke tournament? Um, how will the new competitors who have never even been on Sasuke do? The new internationals, people like Josh Levin and Jan Tatarowitz and Joel Matley, like how will people like them do? Um, so I think there's a lot of interesting storylines and there's a lot to look forward to. Going into the first ever Sasuke tournament to be broadcast over 2 days, by the way. This is the first time ever it's happened. By far the biggest time slot as well when you combine both the days, 4 hours each day, combining for 8 hours total. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I think I'm gonna go for now. Um, and hopefully everybody, if you're not watching Sasuke live, hopefully you enjoy it whenever you get around to watching it. If you are watching it live, hope you enjoy it today and tomorrow. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. So with all that out of the way, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, stay happy and healthy. Enjoy the show, guys.